Welcome to the Commission. I'm your Chief of Police, Jim Blocker. In just a moment, you will hear from members of our team, citizens, supporting organizations, and our officers. No one tells our story better than those that are doing the work daily. Early on, we recognized there was no way we could accomplish our mission without strong community support and engagement. As you'll see in a moment, the programs working now are always under threat of closing down and have been due to significant and ongoing budget cuts. We have done our best to remain resilient and lean, good stewards of our limited treasury, and we hope to continue to improve these programs into the future. These have been the toughest of times. I look forward to interacting with each and every one of you, sharing our wins and even our challenges, as I have in the past, and will remain available for any questions or ideas that you might have. So now, join me and welcome to your police department.
Hello, my name is Chris Rabbit, and I'm the Community Services Sergeant for the Battle Creek Police Department. I have served this community for the past 10 years. I have a total of 13 years of law enforcement service in my career, and I was born and raised here in Battle Creek. Our goal in the Community Services Unit is to create positive interactions between police and the community, and to develop partnerships among citizen groups and organizations, and to collaborate with our community partners to improve the quality of life for the people of Battle Creek. As I'm recording this video, we're currently preparing for one of our larger events on the year, being the annual Battle Creek Police Department Trunk or Treat. This event creates a safe environment for kids and families to trick or treat without the hazards of going door to door. You may be familiar with some of our other large events, such as Shop with a Cop, our Christmas Bike Giveaway, and National Night Out. We also develop programs that promote transparency and inform the community on the inner workings of the Battle Creek Police Department and the criminal justice system here in Calhoun County. These programs consist of the Citizens Police Academy, which is a 32-hour, 10-week program, and also the Youth Police Explorer program, which brings in youth from around the city and the greater Battle Creek area and teaches them all about law enforcement and hopefully develops that young talent into future officers that will go on to serve this community. I took over the Community Services Unit in 2017, and from that time until the end of 2019, we were in charge of implementing the Be Safe Battle Creek project within the city, collaborating with a number of other city departments and many other organizations throughout the community, such as the Urban League and New Level Sports Ministries. A key theme of the program was the development of relationships and collaborations at all levels of the community to address crime and other problems, and to create opportunity and leadership in the community. I'd like to introduce you to some of those people who made the Be Safe Battle Creek project such a success and who have gone on to continue their work in the community as leaders among other citizens to create positive interactions and positive spaces in our city.
Hello, my name is Kelly Dillman, and I am the former Community Outreach and Engagement Liaison with the Battle Creek Police Department. Within the position as the Community Liaison, I oversaw and managed the Be Safe Battle Creek project. Some of the goals of the Be Safe Battle Creek project were to improve the relationship between the police and the community, and even from resident to resident. We achieved some of those goals by simply engaging our youth through the New Level Sports Police Athletic League program and also through our Explorer program. Myself and the community officers attended NPC meetings for the areas that they patrolled, and we worked very closely with the residents on how to improve their neighborhood. We were also able to hire neighborhood ambassadors. These were people that lived right in our focus areas and we were able to partner with them and strategize on how to improve their neighborhood. We also held monthly Be Safe Battle Creek sessions where we all came together, we had dinner together, we did some brainstorming and some storyboarding, and we formalized a plan of how we wanted to improve our neighborhoods as well as the city of Battle Creek. As a result of that, many grants were successfully awarded, to include a pocket park, a rain garden, a youth center, several mentoring programs, LED streetlights, a community park, and right now, Battle Creek has its first and only dog park. We are also in the stages of fundraising to bring the biggest splash pad right here to the city of Battle Creek. And the best part about all these projects is that they were resident driven and they were resident led. To build a long-lasting relationship with people and in the community, you must have cultural competency. No matter the color of their skin, everyone must matter, and you must operate in a spirit of transparency. So as a community leader right here in the city of Battle Creek, I look forward to working with you. The baton has now been passed, and we will work together to make Battle Creek that place that we all want to live, work, and play. Thank you very much.
Hello everyone, my name is Whitney Wardell. I'm a MPC2 Neighborhood Planning Council member and former Battle Creek Police Department Neighborhood Burn Grant Ambassador. We're here today at the Black Lives Matter and Stand in Solidarity mural. This was put together by myself, Gerald King, and Giselle Pugh. We made this happen with the help of Battle Creek Community Foundation, Battle Creek Police, and donations from Lowe's. My work in the community is driven by me coming from a bigger city, from the Chicago area, and seeing a need here in Battle Creek that we as a community need to stand together. I appreciate the work that I've done with Battle Creek Police and the opportunity that they've given me to be a community leader. I look forward to doing more work in the community, now getting ready to start a nonprofit organization called MOBS, which stands for Mothers of Black Sons. This is going to be an organization geared towards bringing young men in the community together to fellowship and network with one another, learn new life skills and new trades.
My name is Jeff Breedlove, and a couple years ago my church asked me to do some community work in the area, but I really didn't know how to make a big impact. Then I came across the Be Safe Battle Creek program. I attended the meetings and I learned about the crime and the different factors involved. I also learned about leadership skills. In one of the meetings we had a brainstorming session and somebody came up with the idea of a dog park. I thought this was a good idea because it would bring people together and neighbors would get to know one another, which is exactly what we've been talking about in these meetings. So I got behind this idea and I was instrumental in bringing a dog park to Battle Creek last year. With my newfound confidence and know-how, when I heard about the idea of a splash pad, I knew we could do that too. So the splash pad is now 95% complete and we'll be having the grand opening in the spring. I'd like to thank the Battle Creek Police Department for their help and their guidance.
Hi, this is Sergeant Case with the Battle Creek Police Department Fusion Center, and I wanted to take a couple of minutes to welcome the new City Commission members and also take a few minutes to just kind of talk about what we as an agency have been able to do over the last number of years. I'm very proud of our administration and the city for allowing us the freedom to be innovative and do some different things than what's been done in the past. So collectively, the second floor of the police station is almost entirely an investigations division. Since February of 2018, we have a -1 case, a 100% success rate at making an arrest on homicide cases, which is really unheard of. That number is, I think, one to be very proud of. And we continue to work together with our Detective Bureau, the Fusion Center, the Gang Unit, and also our partners, both law enforcement and non-law enforcement partners, to come up with a way to really benefit the city and do what we need to do, both in the relationship department and also to aggressively solve problems within the city. Specifically, though, we want to talk for a few minutes about the Fusion Center itself. The Fusion Center is really, I think the best way to describe it is an information clearinghouse. We are a group of people that both are operational, but also intelligence driven, and we work together with a lot of different people. Probation and parole will work out of our office, and that's Michigan Department of Corrections Probation and Parole, juvenile probation, federal probation. Then we also have Homeland Security, ATF, and FBI TFOs, or task force officers, at the Battle Creek Police Department, which really helps us in certain cases to be able to solve problems for the city and use other alternative means than just the Calhoun County Prosecutor's Office, which again, we have a very good relationship with. We also have a number of analysts. We have a full-time analyst that works for the city of Battle Creek. We have a grant position analyst that works here at the police department. We also have a part-time MSP analyst that works out of the office. And then we have some outside of the Battle Creek Police Department personnel. We have CPS that works in and out of the office. We have Substance Abuse Council. We have Safe Place, and also Summit Point. So all of these people working together to really solve problems and do things in an innovative way that maybe a lot of other people aren't doing. And that's really been very successful for us. If you think about, I guess I always use the analogy of a pie. A pie has a certain number of pieces to it. And in the past, law enforcement has been asked to eat the entire pie, meaning 60% of our calls are non-crime calls. So with the addition of these outside agencies, outside entities, and non-law enforcement partners, we've been able to work together to reduce call load, to give officers extra training, to be able to just really solve some problems that are not necessarily police problems, but in the past we've had to handle those all on our own. I want to focus on a couple specific points relating to the Fusion Center that I think maybe would be important to you. One of which is our relationship with Summit Point, or Community Mental Health. Summit Point works in our office a number of days a week. They've also been very active with the CIT program, which is giving officers training and assistance to be able to deal with those that are struggling with some sort of mental disability or an issue that potentially in the past cops wouldn't know how to handle. But now that with this additional training, we've really seen different ways of addressing community mental health issues that we deal with on the road, and we've also seen a reduction in use of force incidents from that training. Another thing that I think is very important, and I think shortly on after my portion, you're going to see some video presentations from some of these folks, both Summit Point, along with some grant positions we have as of late. We have a 3-part grant in conjunction with the Battle Creek Community Foundation. That 3-part grant, the first phase is a victim advocate. So in the past, cops do a really good job, I think, of enforcing and going out and solving problems and handling cases. And they are very relational, especially originally, but that middle time between that initial casework and the court time, we feel like maybe we were lacking. And really with this victim advocate position, what we found is that victim advocate can come alongside families, victims, witnesses, and they can assist them with immediate needs, whether that's diapers, food, housing, whatever that may be. And also they continue to build that relationship and continue to really put a case management plan together for that family, those victims or witnesses, as they move forward, so they can be supported through the entire criminal justice process. And we've seen some really good things come from that process. The second part of that grant was an additional analyst, and that analyst focusing on gang violence and also violent crime. So the addition of that analyst really assists our Battle Creek analyst in reducing workload and helping us out solve problems again with that work, so that detectives and officers can actually go out and do what they need to do instead of spending a ton of time at their desk digging up information. Those analysts are super helpful to us solving those problems. And then lastly, we have worked with some violence intervention specialists. Those violence intervention specialists are not cops. They are people from the community, and really what they do is, in some cases, they come alongside and they mentor youth. They mentor folks that maybe have made some bad decisions. So if there's a case where we feel like there is zero prosecution, but we really want to solve a problem, we want to help remove somebody from a gang, we are able to plug in these violence intervention specialists, and they come alongside and mentor and help and assist folks. So it's really an alternative to enforcement in certain cases, and it's been a success. And we continue to work those programs, those grant positions, and we would love them to be long-term Battle Creek programs in the future. Currently, they are in test phase with the assistance of the Battle Creek Community Foundation. But really, I just want to finish by saying we, as an agency, again, have been innovative. We have been given freedom, and we have really tried to work together, building relationships with the community, using non-law enforcement entities to help us with both training and application of tasks as we go throughout our business, understanding that not every case is a police-related case. So again, welcome to the new city commissioners, and I hope this video has been helpful, and if you have further questions in the future, feel free to ask. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Alina Robinson. I'm the victim advocate working out of the Battle Creek Police Department. My job is the result of an endeavor between the Battle Creek Community Foundation and the Battle Creek Police Department. I love my job. I am able to create a program for victim services to provide support to those in the community who are victims of crime. I work with families and victims of crime from the onset of a tragic incident. So if that means figuring out basic needs, such as where they're going to sleep that night, then I make those arrangements. And the exciting part is that I am able to stay with them throughout the entire process. I provide ongoing support and consistency throughout the experience. For instance, once the charges have been brought to the prosecutor's office, then I am still able to work with the families and provide a consistent advocate so that they see a familiar face while they're going through each step of the criminal justice process. I work with violence interventionists Raul Masonette and Pastor John Boyd, and we collaborate to provide both systems-based and community-based support for victims of crime. I am fortunate in this position to be considered both a systems-based advocate and a community-based advocate, in the sense that I am available to work with families from the onset of the incident to the throughout the process, and community-based because I'm able to work with other service providers and provide resources and referrals to meet their ongoing needs. We're just starting to build this program. We celebrate 1 year in December, and I'm just really excited to see where it's going. We are very well received by the community. It's fantastic to work with both the prosecutor's office and other police agencies, as well as community service providers, and I really look forward to see where we're going from here.
Hello, my name is John Boyd. With an organization here in Battle Creek, Michigan called Battle Creek Impacting Violence, BCIV. And what we're doing, we're teaming up with our victim rights advocate right here in the city of Battle Creek. And what we're trying to do, our endeavor is to either curb violence, interrupt violence, and at our best, we hope to stop violence. So we have a different ways that we go about doing that. But myself and another colleague by the name of Raul, we just go about doing the business of making sure we are connected with individuals who may be in violence and want to get out, or those individuals who may be headed that way, and somebody can send a referral to us so that we can step in and try to help stop it. BCIV, that's what we do. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Taylor Knickerbocker, and I'm a crisis clinician with Summit Point, who's fortunate enough to work with the Battle Creek Police Department Fusion Center. Summit Point has been a member of the Fusion Center team since July 2017. Since that time, our partnership and working relationship has grown. We have been able to assist patrol in following up with individuals that have overdosed and are experiencing a mental health crisis, or if police are executing a pickup order. In addition, our first crisis intervention team training took place in 2017. Our CIT team is made up of several community representatives, including Bronson, Oaklawn, the VA, Dispatch, NAMI, Prosecutor's Office, Summit Point, Battle Creek Police Department, Albion Department of Public Safety, Calhoun County Sheriff's Office, and Marshall Police Department. We have trained a total of 75 officers from all local departments in a 40-hour training that focuses on signs and symptoms of mental illness and substance use disorders and verbal de-escalation skills. Officers also hear from individuals with lived experience and undergo scenario-based training to practice these skills. There are a total of 27 officers from Battle Creek Police Department who are active CIT officers. It is our goal to train at least 25% of each department. Officers who do not receive a full 40-hour training will participate in mental health, first aid, public safety, and 75 Battle Creek Police Department officers have already completed this 8-hour training. We are proud of the impact CIT has made to our community since it was implemented. We have had 900 CIT calls in the past 3 years. Use of force is below 6% on these calls. Out of the 900 calls, only 9 of those individuals have been transported to jail. Instead, individuals have been linked to more appropriate treatment and community resources. Our program has also received both national and state attention. Chief Blocker was awarded the CIT International Chief of the Year Award in 2019, and we have worked with numerous departments around the state to start their own CIT programs. We have also presented about our program at the CIT International Conference and hosted the second annual CIT Michigan Conference. It is due to our partnership with BCPD that we are able to credit our successes and identify ways to most effectively serve our community.
Welcome back. And again, welcome to the Commission. I'm going to end this video with just running through a few numbers and some details here at the department. Currently we have 106 sworn positions. You have to understand though, 11 of those positions are investigators. They don't wear a uniform. They can, and they have in the past, but they're out working on investigations that are a little longer term than particularly answering 911 calls. The department has changed over the years. In the late 90s, we had nearly 132 officers. It's had to be reduced really since that time. We want to continue to provide the level of service that we have to, but again, as I shared with you earlier, it's difficult to do in these really tough times. But we've been able to do and create some pretty remarkable programs. The Fusion Center is one that I really want to talk to you about, and I want to share with you the many successes that we've had in the Fusion Center. The ability to fuse both social service agencies along with law enforcement have created a process and a system that has benefited us and our community, but also it's put us ahead of the curve, even now, because that's such a hot topic. Our community engagement programs like the Citizens Police Academy, the Police Explorer programs, I really like to see those continue. Some of you are familiar with them. Perhaps even some have attended. Those are programs I still want to continue and talk with you about. And finally, our victim advocacy and our joint work with the Battle Creek Community Foundation and our CIT work. These programs have to continue. What they've done is they've made us better in terms of how we respond to trauma in our community. Our trauma-informed practices, our trauma-informed investigative methods, all of these things have been revolutionary changes in terms of how we have approached law enforcement. You know, we can get better. 10 years ago, we had many mental health cases and we weren't so sure what we were doing. I can tell you we've had nearly 1,000 CIT call-outs, and how many times have we used force? Only 9. That's incredibly remarkable. Few agencies can say it. So my point to you is we are a learning organization. We can change, and I look forward to doing that with you in the near future. Again, welcome.